And I don't even have to read anything. So Louise, the meeting open at 7:03. Hi, everybody. We have almost everybody now. We just need Walter back. And
Is he traveling?
yeah, pretty sure. The battery forgot. One or the other.
I haven't seen his truck. I don't think.
Oh, no. I know.
He said he was going somewhere, and I don't remember where.
He went to Argentina.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm
And I know he was going for 3 weeks. I just didn't know when he was leaving.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be back at the end of this week.
Okay.
I thought he was coming back the 25th. I thought I heard that.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
so
is-
next week, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. They're all running together at this point for me. All right, so there are no minutes, and that's fine, Louise.
Yes. Well, I was just saying, I went back and started watching the video, and I said, oh, I forgot that part.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, Holly, you were talking about watching yourself. I have to do the minutes for the CPA commission. And I'm terrible at taking notes during, so I always go back and watch the video, and I just
painful.
have it open on a different tab, so all I do is listen to it.
Yeah. Oh, I know, it's awful.
Right.
Yeah.
We are useful. We are useful.
Absolutely,
absolutely.
yes. And you allow me to take terrible minutes. All right, so, do you have a new, an updated treasurer's
No, I
report, or
did
just the
beginning of
same?
month, yeah. So now with this, I'll update it again. This
Okay.
goes through February,
Awesome.
which actually I think I already updated through February based on the ledger that June sent. So we might actually be all set with, unless there's,
Okay. What does it say is in our budget account? It's like $500-ish, I
yeah,
believe.
about that. Now that you say that, I should have brought my computer. I gotta get.
No, that's all right. It just because we're later going to discuss purchasing of materials for the fence.
Okay.
And since if we don't have anything else to spend our money on, we might as well buy some carriage bolts or something.
Try to get
That
those
seems right, though.
donated.
Yeah,
We'll work on that.
yes. That would be
By
good.
next meeting, I'll
But,
have
all right.
some answers.
All right, so then no bills and forms in the mail. In the mailbox, there was,
any emails?
there really wasn't anything to pass on.
No.
I'm trying to think of what's been coming. Nothing,
Okay.
nothing.
I feel like we haven't had bills in a while. I know.
Because they'll be coming.
Sure.
Once the land purchase starts going through, they'll be coming.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, but we haven't really been doing much.
Yeah.
You know, certainly that would cause us to spend any money.
I haven't seen where that $3,000 landed, that donation.
I don't think it's anywhere yet, right?
Oh, really?
Oh, the donation.
Yeah.
Do you know where that? No?
No.
All right.
Did we receive
Yep.
it after the end of February? Because the ledger she sent me went through February and it wasn't on there.
Right, could be.
It was in April, the beginning of April, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it's only a
Was
few
it-
weeks
Oh, was that
ago.
recent?
That
Okay, I
was-
thought it was
Yeah,
longer.
either the very end of March or beginning of April.
Okay. Again, they're all running together at this point.
Right. Because Judy's been on vacation this week.
Yeah. So there's a letter from the Board of Health concerning 61 Ball Hill Road. Board of Health reviewed your variance request letter. I think this is the garage. Maybe not. The name doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, that would be
Gerald
left side of the road, right?
Buzanowski. Or Buzanowski. Anyway, based on the information submitted, the board voted to approve the variance to the Berlin Board of Health regarding a sewer line length. Any potential HOA covenant issues raised at the hearing would need to be legally addressed if necessary. So, I don't think we have anything going on at 61 Ball Hill, but, oh, not that this has to do with that, but the other, I have a new spreadsheet for you.
Okay.
Conservation restrictions.
Okay. Yep.
Because it's now, we've got 3 kind of at play
Yep.
right now.
Mhm.
And it would be good to know which properties have CRs on them moving forward.
Mhm.
So I'll just look up 61 Ball Hill and make sure we don't have anything going on with that. Okay, so that's that. And then the other is a notice from the ZBA that they had a hearing last week. Right, April 13th. And the applicant is actually coming in tonight to talk to us, so,
Right, that was 272 West Street.
correct. Right, he wants to get a variance for a setback for a garage. So, that's that. Maplewood Farm. Today, I saw an email from Margaret so every time Maplewood gets a delivery, it has to get tested, and we get copied, as does the select board and a whole bunch of other people in town, as to the results of the tests. And Margaret asked the question that a lot of people have been asking of the people that are in charge of keeping track of all of the deliveries they get, how much soil has been imported to date. And the response back was 25,500 cubic yards, I believe. Yeah, it's a massive amount.
Well, I know, and I thought their upper limit was multiples of that. Is that true?
I
remember it being a big number.
remember it being a big number, and
I thought it was unfathomable.
300,000 cubic yards.
that they're allowed.
That
Which is
was
an
the
insane
original
amount.
plan, to bring in 300,000.
So they're not even
Not even
at
10%.
a fraction of that.
Except that I think they had already brought in 100,000 when
Okay.
DEP took over.
I
Okay.
think Louise is right, there was like a huge amount that had already been
Right.
brought in.
Okay, so but still, that's not even half
Yeah.
what they're,
Right.
right,
Yeah, because at one time there was truck after truck going up and down the hill.
yep.
And there's what, 12 yards on a truckload or something like
Yeah.
tiny like that?
Yeah.
Oh, I think they're bringing in bigger trucks than that.
Yeah, it's the big boys.
Is it?
Yeah.
80,000 pounds.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Even still, it's like bringing it in by the teaspoonful.
Yeah.
right.
What are they trying to do with it all?
They are,
Make money?
the back of the property slopes down, and they're bringing it up.
Behind the
Level.
house?
They're
Yep.
leveling. It's
Yeah.
on it's on a
Yeah.
hillside,
Mhm.
and they're leveling
All
the
that?
property.
Yep, yep.
Hmm.
So,
It looks like
Yeah.
a big pile.
yeah, they, my understanding, I could be wrong, but my understanding is that they will be hosting riding events.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. And so they need all of this area for parking and for event space. So anyway, so that's an email that we got today. So yeah, I mean, if we can get through all our other stuff, we'll just have our boom, 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 4 meetings, and then we'll be done. So, Berlin Meadows, garden cleanup. Who's ready to weed?
Is that the one on the corner by the bank?
Yep. So, We need to pick a date
But after town meeting, right?
after town meeting, yes.
Why after town meeting?
Because I will explode if we have to do it before then.
Well, okay then. When's town meeting? May 2nd?
May 2nd, yes. Everybody put it in your calendar. Everybody show up.
Well, I keep seeing the one at Hudson High for Hudson. I'm like, oh, I gotta check on our.
Yeah, it's the same date.
Is that at the gym again?
So have we picked a
Yes.
date?
We have not picked a date.
7, 6, 6.
Do we get to be inside?
In the gym, I think so, yeah.
Right, for town meeting, yes. Not for weeding the garden, though.
No.
Yeah. So, I mean, Robin, I think probably your schedule is the,
All I care is that
Kinda
it's not
harder.
90 degrees.
oh, yeah.
Well,
no.
I mean, I do care about schedule-wise, but
Right.
I won't come if it's like hot and steamy. I'm
Right.
gonna like find an excuse not to come. I'm gonna
Right.
be sick that
You-
day.
Especially where it's lighter later now, what we
Yeah.
often will do is do like 5:30 till dark. And we
Yeah.
can usually blast it out in one night.
Yeah. I don't know what, so my class this class ends like May 11th, and I forget what day the next one's on. So right now my class is on Wednesday nights. I usually miss the one that's tonight and have to do a makeup, but, so ideally not Wednesday nights.
Right, that's fine. So after May, I mean, May 12th, May
Let's plan
17th.
for May 12th.
How does May 12th work
That's
for?
a Thursday.
It
Yeah.
is.
I think that would be okay for me.
Gracie's gymnastics, but you know what? She's done at 5.
Perfect.
I have to feed her.
I have bingo, but I guess I can miss it.
I'm in the UK, so I'm gonna miss the first
You have to watch
week
my hair.
of May meeting, and then I'm away till the 15th. If
Okay.
you guys do after that, I can do it, but I'm out till the 15th.
I'm not sure we can go a whole lot later, just because the plants are waking up. And,
Right,
boy, we just trample the foliage once it gets up very high.
right.
So,
All right.
So May 12th?
May 12th, we will meet at the garden at 5:30. Does that work for everybody?
mhm.
5:30 you said?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Excellent. And bring gloves and, rakes,
Beverages.
trimmers.
I was just-
You bring the beverages.
Okay. Can't
And
do
the
it.
truck.
All right. We don't need the Kubota, right?
No, nothing that big.
Cool.
But, things to pull out weeds and rake and
Where do we go
trim.
with the debris? Is there a designated?
Usually we leave it and Walter picks it up and,
Well, I'll have my truck there.
Yeah.
Either of us.
yep.
Cool.
Awesome. That works out for that. Okay, the parking lot at Linden Street. You all should have this awesome piece of paper that AJ put together for us. So the first photo is a picture of what we're looking at for design. Just like 1x6 boards in between 4x6 posts, 2 rails. The next picture is that we're gonna go around the rock, or kind of straddle over the rock. The only problem with going this close
How
is
big's
we
that rock?
How big's that rock?
I have a stupid suggestion,
Sure.
because the neighbor, she's a horse person, right?
Mhm.
So if this is what we're facing, she would want it flipped so that this would be what would face her horses. So if, you know what I'm saying? Like the boards would be facing,
I don't think she keeps them out there.
she doesn't?
No, she
Oh,
doesn't get, no, it's,
Oh,
they're like down
right,
back.
this is more to keep people from driving
Then
on
never
her
mind.
field,
Okay,
yeah.
never mind. Okay, all
Yep.
good.
Yes, this is,
Something
That's
the
a good
horses
point.
will see.
Well, so that if they
Yeah.
they will pop it as opposed to being on the side of it.
Oh, if they start to
Do you know what
ram
I
it?
mean? And
Yeah.
it's better for them
Aggressive.
to be the other way around.
right.
But-
And then the rock
Yeah,
cut.
no, they're definitely not left unattended there.
All right,
Yes.
that's all. I wasn't sure, so
Yep.
just wanted to mention.
So we may have to go do some exploratory work around that rock to see where we really can dig down.
Yeah, where we can even sink a post.
Yes, well, exactly. So then that also, I was wondering, we're gonna need some cement, or are we just gonna bury them? I don't
Wood
know.
posts in the ground, just dirt and stone.
Okay.
Cement will make it rot quicker.
All right,
Are we not, what's the rules with, so the posts are treated, are we sold on rough cut planks? Like I can get 5/4 PT decking
for
these parts. Cause this
Right.
is already 4
They're
by
5
6
and a half,
posts.
right?
8 foot
They'll
long?
be 5.5.
5 and a half,
wide.
yeah, you want 8s?
Yeah.
Well, that was for the strength.
Yeah.
It's not a park bench, but you know what's gonna happen. People are
Some-
gonna climb up there and park.
Life lessons. All right, I'll see what I
Happen
can do
to
for
agree.
8s. I know I can get 5 and a half, no problem. but
All right.
I'll check on
So
8s.
AJ, the price that you have here, is this if we get the wood from Dave, or
Dave.
if we get, yeah,
Mhm.
right, because that's the other thing, is we can get it from Dave Smith.
Close I could get untreated was 2x8s, and they were, I think, $16, $17 a piece.
Right,
Yeah, it's pretty cheap. So if we did that, we could probably get the hardware donated
that would
easily
be
enough.
awesome. Yep,
And then the PT, he doesn't do PT, right?
no,
No.
So we'd have to get that.
right, so we'd have to buy that,
So if we do the rails from
Dave.
Dave, and then I can try to source some PT and bolts.
That would be awesome.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay, so is the fence going to be around the whole area that we know?
so in
Yes,
the
right.
top right-hand corner
Right.
of your, right, so the entrance, the
Right.
entrance is right here,
Right.
and then this is stone wall and this is stone wall.
All right, because the rock is within the property that...
Correct.
Right.
Yep, we could go further past it, but then we have to deal with the rock.
Okay, so I did see Fred, and oh yeah, they were working down there one day and I stopped in, and he wanted to go around the perimeter that we own, so extend beyond the rock.
Right.
Yeah, what we're trying to do is avoid the rock being in the parking lot, or somebody's gonna rip out an oil pan or something.
Right.
It's-
And so, and we did
It's
talk
subtle.
about putting a kiosk right there, but then, when AJ sent this to me, I think it makes more sense to put the kiosk right here, right next to the entrance to the trailhead.
Yes.
So that people have a harder time not seeing it.
Right.
Do we need that to be accessible? Like, is
So, right, I do think we should probably
48,
run this by Chief Shartner first.
48 is 88.
that wide?
Oh, I thought it was 36.
I thought it was 36 too.
Right, and the main reason we were squeezing it a little is trying to keep ATVs out.
Well, so that's what I'm
Is what-
thinking. We should check what the code is on that, just to make sure it's not too
Yeah,
high.
ATV wouldn't be 36, neither would a sled, only a dirt bike. 48
Is, yeah, that's
is
what I'm thinking.
side-by-side four-wheeler.
Is it really?
Yeah, maybe a weird old Jeep. Yeah, I don't know.
Right, so you
Yeah.
think it should be 36
If that's
wide?
code for
That's what I thought too. but we can
ADA,
check.
but we can check, yeah.
Okay,
And maybe we have to ask the question,
right.
is it required since it's not an accessible trail act?
Well, but some people might have like an
Off-road
AT
wheelchair.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, okay,
So-
yeah.
I've seen them.
I get it, yeah.
Right,
So, the power of Google.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just figured out.
yep. But that, again, that's what we're thinking, is to kind of keep the entrance as narrow as we can, to limit bad actors. So, great job. You
Nice.
two work on, continue sourcing it. I will get in touch with Chief Shartner about the entrance, is to see if they have any specs that they want us
The
to
only thing I
meet.
could think of is some sort of gate for the UTV for the fire department.
Right,
But I mean, if they want that thing to go around, they'll go around. Or through.
Or through, well, that
Yeah.
was, I was kind of thinking this could be the sacrificial side too. You know, if there
Nice.
had to be a,
Right.
if there had to be something.
Yeah, when we did the site visit, Sue Therian said the fire department or the police department could go through her entrance.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep, and access it easily enough.
Right.
Right, because honestly, I don't even know if a fire truck could make it in that entrance between the stone
No.
walls.
You're
Might make it in, but never get out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a one-way.
Yeah.
It's really, same with a horse trailer. There's no way you'd ever,
Right,
probably never get it in there, but if you did, you'd never get it turned around.
right.
We only have 40 feet, and that's up right up against that stone wall.
Sorry, no horse trailers.
No, it's okay, we're gonna access it different way.
Yeah,
Okay.
she can just
Through trails.
ride her horse
We'll
over
have
there.
throughout the town when this is all done one day.
So are you checking with Chief Shatner on the entrance to the parking lot? or the trail?
No, on
I think
this,
this part
the entrance
here.
and the fence. Yep, and see if there's a width that he would like it to be. All right, anything else on that?
You want to talk about well, I guess we kind of.
Yeah, the money's not
Yeah.
set yet.
No.
But,
Okay.
I think going with Dave will be good. We're also supporting a small business. And so
Let me ask this question of Kyle. Is there a big difference with above ground pressure treated versus not?
Yeah. What, PT versus KD?
aren't there different grades of PT?
There's ground contact PT, which
No,
is
I'm
like,
talking about just rough cut lumber.
oh, untreated?
Yeah.
Yeah, PT has got way more chemicals in it for sure, but I'm not sure because they don't kiln
Life
dry it.
expectancy.
I don't know, is it kiln dried?
Sure.
No.
The rough cut?
Oh, you mean
No.
like the
It's all
something from
natural,
Dave?
right? So it's got all the
You
sap.
were cutting
in it and
today
everything.
and you could see the water dripping off the blade.
Yeah, so I think that'd last a lot longer. But I think when it dries in the sun, it'll
It'll go
for a ride. Yeah, because it's kiln dried to make it stable and straight. So that's your regular lumber. And then PT is just the same but soaked with chemicals.
But not arsenic. Not like
Not anymore,
good
not
old
the good
days.
stuff. No, the good stuff would still be there. Yeah.
No matter what we put up there, it's not gonna last forever, but we want it to last a while.
If you do the rough sun and leave it for a season and then stain it or oil it the next season, it'll last forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can't.
a decent amount of time.
You have to do it, wait just about a year though, 'cause,
Yeah, you gotta let it dry out to accept the new.
yeah, it won't.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
What we're doing for time.
Just have a few more minutes. So Horseshoe Pond Open House is tomorrow at 5:30. Louise and AJ, you guys said you're going, Maddie, and you're
Yep.
going. So I'm not going to, because I have coffee talk at 6:30 to talk about the warrant items, so, yeah. Knock one meeting off my list this week.
Then April 30th.
And then,
The hike?
yeah, April 30th is the hike, if anybody is interested in participating in that.
Go.
By the way, I got an email from James McGrail saying that the whole family is thrilled that this is going through.
Good. Awesome.
And he plans on being there on the 30th.
Excellent. That's great. I may try to swing up. We're supposed to be moving Savannah that day.
Is the hike open to the public?
Hike is open to the public, yes.
And what day is that?
That is Saturday, April 30th at 10 a.m. Thank you. Yeah, and I'll be posting it on Berlin Neighbors Connect. I just don't want to post it too soon because then it gets buried. Yep.
So which property is this? Is this Lord?
Yep.
Oh.
It's now, no.
can't
Horseshoe
keep up.
Pond, I know.
Wasn't there a different name between that?
There was, the McGrail Farm.
There were-
Wasn't there one before that, though? I thought there was something,
Lyman School for Boys.
That's.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Walter
Yes.
wanted
Okay,
that.
no wonder why-
Yeah,
yeah.
that was Walter.
That was after.
I missed one meeting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he's
I like
such
horseshoe,
an historian.
horseshoe pond.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I saw the emails, I'm like, what are they talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no, Walter really, Sudbury Valley Trustees wasn't super thrilled about honoring the Lyman School for Boys, which was a reform school.
Yeah.
Even though this was the satellite for the younger kids and a kinder, gentler version, but still. And Walter wasn't super excited about calling it the McGrail Farm, so we all settled on Horseshoe Pond. Yeah. Getting just a baby bit insight into what my April's been.
The Ward property seems so simple.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, last thing before we have Seth come up is Earth Day. This Saturday?
It is Saturday, right?
9 to 2?
9 to 2, right. Well, we'll close, I'll stop giving out bags and stuff, but, we have, yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna be away for a couple days, so
Okay.
I won't be around.
Earth Day.
Once again, I have to
Right.
work. I have to
On a
work I work every other Saturday, and Earth Day is always, the cleanup is
Was it
always
8
on.
to 2, you said?
Hmm?
8
9
to
to
2?
2?
9 to 2?
9 to 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
people
yeah,
can
you
still,
go to Bridge Realty to pick up bags and let people know what street you're cleaning up, so that we can try to get as much of the town covered as possible. And,
Are there still bags here at Town Hall too?
hmm?
Are there bags here at the
There's some down there,
Okay.
yes.
there's
Okay.
bags down in the lobby,
Okay, yeah.
and you can
Right.
pick up bags at Bridge Realty
And the transfer
Yeah.
point.
and the
Yeah,
transfer
yes.
station.
You're going around to pick up the bags?
I'll call Phil again. Yeah, I wasn't sure if he had a guy, so I'll be driving the truck or Phil will be someone's driving the truck.
Okay, and I think the highway department is providing a truck and driver, and Bob Blair and Bonnie Miller are going to go around picking up bags also. And
Excellent.
Marty is going to take pictures.
Awesome.
And we have the donation from Highland Liquors. Did you find out anything?
Yes, they would like to keep their contribution where it was from last year.
Okay,
Oh.
$100.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's understandable.
They might change their mind. He said he'd let me know, but
Okay,
it's unlikely.
right.
Yeah, but better than $0.
And then-
Right, we appreciate everyone's help.
Oh, sorry. The
Uh-oh.
collected separate, right? You want us to
yes.
separate them?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
And
Yeah.
by the way, we already have 750 nip bottles that Bob Blair has collected all by himself.
Does that count, or do we have to do it all on?
We don't have to count them, no. Highland Liquors is just giving us a flat 500.
Nice.
Right, because they realized that we would collect way more than
Mhm.
500, because they were originally $1 a nip.
Because then they realized it's a
Yeah.
high traffic area
Yeah.
on 62.
Yeah, right.
Not
Yeah.
even just 62. I mean,
Yeah.
the
all
amount
the
of nip
cut
bottles
throughs.
on the sides of the road are ridiculous.
Yeah.
So do we not need to separate them?
Fireball.
No,
Yeah.
Fireball
I
and
mean, you can if you want to.
that weird vodka
No,
with
if
the
we
gold
don't
eagle
want
on
to,
it.
Yeah,
Right.
so
I mean, we've already got
Little wine
700.
bottles.
Right, so we
Yeah.
already met our.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Sometimes it's even the big bottles of Fireball.
Yeah.
I don't even want to know who's doing that.
Yeah, I remember we had, set aside, and he's like, we don't need to.
Seven.
All right. So unless anybody has anything else, I think we are
Oh,
ready.
Just real quick, so I sent you guys the proposed additional trail to the CR.
Yep.
That is kind of already follows an existing trail,
There
just
was
kind of
one.
wavers around the Wells area. So that just,
Yep.
you know.
Yep, we're just gonna sit on that for now.
Absolutely, but I
But,
just-
but it's good that it's done and
Done.
we're prepared.
Yes.
That is actually another email that we got. Alex Para reached out again to EEO? Environment, anyway, the office that's reviewing the CR, and actually finally got a response saying, we have your stuff, we don't know when we're gonna get to it, basically, leave us alone. But at least we got a response. Because we have been at least trying to get a response.
Oh, yeah, I did see that email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, apparently you bug enough people, you at least get an email back.
Yeah.
Right.
So it looks like it's the status quo for now. And, well,
Yeah, I guess I applied for 12 more building permits.
I have seen 6. I have not seen
And
12.
I heard from somebody in the building department that it's 12, and they're all on Spofford Road,
Yep.
which is being spelled S-P-O-R-T, Ford, or S-P-O-R, Ford, in the real estate announcements.
Right. But it's really FF.
Yes, it
ORD.
is.
Yep. Well, shows how careful somebody's being. Shows that no one's paying attention to the
That's
spelling.
the backside?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta be. It's the
Yeah.
only thing they haven't poured on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Seth, you're here representing the ANRAD for, do we have an address? Or it's just,
Well, it's 3 parcels. 248 Central is the house.
right.
Check them on up.
Come on up.
Is this that one on the corner of 495?
No. So there's a whole lot going on in this area of town right now.
Yes.
So, the one on the corner of 495, I don't know if they've withdrawn their application or just paused it to change it from residential to commercial.
That's right, because that was a house there before.
Correct.
The structure still stands there.
Taylor Road.
Yeah, but I was there saying we can share.
Yeah, so the one Robin's talking about is,
Thank you.
so here's 62, here's the on-ramp for 495 South, and there's a house here, and Taylor Road is right here. So that one is the one Robin's talking about.
Okay.
This one, well, I will let Seth help everybody locate this one.
Sure. Okay to go ahead?
Sure.
Great. So for those that I have not met, my name is Seth Donahoe. I am with Dillis and Roy Civil Design Group. We are engineers, land surveyors, and wetland consultants. And we've been asked to prepare an ANRAD, abbreviated Notice of Resource Area Delineation, for 3 parcels. Like I said, it's 248 Central Street, which is identified as map 16, parcel 15, and the adjacent parcel 15-1. And there's one more way over here, which is parcel 13.
And so for the rest of us,
Repeat that for the
Sure, so it's map 16,
map 16.
parcels 13, 15, and 15.1. And the easiest way to find it by a street address is that parcel 15.1 is 248 Central Street.
which is the really nice blue house between Wilson's and Moe's.
Okay.
Yeah, Shay just proved it. Yeah.
Right.
I got it.
So you have an existing conditions plan before you, and that shows the topography of the site as well as the extent of the wetland resource areas that we've delineated on the property. I will start right behind 248 Central Street. Historically, there's a perennial stream map there. At some point, probably in my lifetime, it has been placed within a pipe or a culvert on the adjacent property, and that discharges onto our property now. So that's the blue hatched area on your plan.
Right, the adjacent property being,
Yeah, it's
What's now
like
the
a dog
doggy
kennel.
daycare.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's pretty apparent when you come there. There's a steep grade change, and there's a pretty large culvert coming out of there that has sufficient flow.
right,
So we've delineated the top of the bank, which would be the defining characteristic of the riverfront area in this case. And then we've shown both the 100-foot and 200-foot riparian zones on your plan. And then up gradient on both sides of the stream, there is a bordering vegetated wetland. We have A-series wetland flags and B-series wetland flags, marking those out. And you'll notice there's a small white area on your plan, and that's an existing farm crossing there. There's essentially a stone culvert with an old pathway. I imagine at some point in recent history there was actually a field back there. It's all grown in now.
Right. What's the condition of that? Is it reasonably?
It's I don't think it's really wide enough to get a car over it.
Right,
but it's substantial. They're large rectangular granite blocks.
Okay. Yeah, we've just had several of these in the past, I don't know, 5 or 6 years that have been starting to collapse in.
No, this
So
this one looks plenty sound.
Good.
And then we've shown that the stream continues underneath it, comes out the other side, and same as the A and B series flags, there's an area of wetlands that extends off the property that's demarcated by the C and D series flags. And then there's one other resource area. There's a large horse pasture in this area. I think is it Wilson Farm?
No, that's Berlin Farms.
Berlin Farm.
Yeah.
It looks like at some point in time they may have altered the grade a little bit just to keep those fields dry. And there is a isolated area subject to seasonal flooding. It is not big enough to qualify as isolated land subject to flooding. That would require sufficient area to store a 1/4 acre foot of water. This would not meet that criteria, so it's a non-jurisdictional wet area. We've shown that as well.
Right. How big-ish is it?
It's approximately 4,000 square feet. And then on its biggest dimensions, it's about 100 feet long and about 50 feet wide. Just some quick back-of-the-napkin math. For isolated land subject to flooding, you would need about an area 100 feet by 100 feet to pond to a 1 foot depth.
Right.
If you were to look at this, it looks like it was not ponded at any point when we were on the site. When we were on the site, it was an area, a time of year when there was a lot of ponding, but the grades would not support it holding that much water as well.
When were you out there?
We were there in January and March.
Okay.
When were the wetlands delineated?
January and March
Oh,
on
that's
this.
okay.
Yep,
Of this year?
that's correct.
Yep.
Within your ANRAD package, we've done upgradient soil probes and wetland soil probes to establish that these wetland areas do not extend farther than what we've shown there. The site does have quite a bit of soil on it, which is a little bit odd for this area. I'm used to putting the auger in and hitting stones and whatnot. And there's a very sharp divide between where you have very clearly hydric soils in the wetland area, and then the soils are a bright B horizon, which would indicate upland conditions only.
And
that's-
is that because of the grade?
No, so particularly like we've shown test pit 5U and 4U, these are in areas that are essentially at the same grade as areas that we flagged as resource areas, and we made sure that they did not extend out, so the grade did not define that in that case. And similarly, there's a low valley at the bottom of what's a pretty large hill. We had test pit 2U and 1U, same scenario there. We had very bright, high chroma B horizon soils that indicate upland conditions in those areas as well. And that is, in a nutshell, I will point out that bordering land subject to flooding would be anything that's considered the 100-year floodplain. That is not mapped on this site. There is no FEMA Zone A or Zone AE, so there would be no bordering land subject to flooding associated with the stream on this site.
Excellent. And there's a whole bunch of land available in this, and this is all you guys delineated? This is all that they're interested in?
This is all we've been asked to do so far. Behind the site, there is an old railroad grade.
Which will be the rail trail.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And then past that, there's more.
The other side,
That's the stone, Berlin stone.
yeah, there's some portions that looked, just walking it, look to be very much upland. As you get down this end of the site, it's very, very ponded on
Yeah.
this side, and also off-site on this side as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I think some of the tracks are even underwater at some point along there. I don't know if it's here, it might be further down.
It must be further down, because
Yeah.
I think they're generally like 3 to 4 feet above
Right.
grade. Is it Sawyer Road?
Sawyer Hill. yeah.
Sawyer Hill, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I did access the site via parking there. and walked all the way down without any difficulty.
Right.
Except for a lot of down trees.
Yeah, there's a fair amount. I heard you talking about ATVs and things, and they make their way through there too, so there's occasional
Yeah.
using that so they can keep their pace going.
Yeah. All right, well, so this is just an ANRAD, so we'll just have Pat check it out.
Yep.
Have him get in touch with you. Do you want to be there for the site walk, or?
If he just lets us know when we're going, we'll see if we can arrange that. I'll just run by our client. Our client works throughout the state. I just want to make sure there's no conflict of interest there. I don't think there will be.
Okay.
But I'll just double check with him.
Sure.
Will it be okay to email you? That's, yeah.
Yep. Absolutely, yeah, and I will, we'll coordinate it.
Yeah, I'm happy to meet him out there as needed, or
Yep.
give him free rein, whatever works.
Now, do we get a DEP number for this?
No,
I didn't think so.
no, I haven't got a DEP number for anything in a while. They appear to be very backed up, so.
Yeah, yeah, we're running into that on another issue also.
Hopefully, as we're gonna meet Pat out there, I'll see if I can get the number from them before we come back to you.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right. Does anybody else on the commission have any questions for Seth before we move on?
What are they planning to do when this property grows?
So my honest answer is I don't know. Our task right now is only to define the limits of the resource areas. It's kind of a which comes first, the chicken or the egg, and I think in this case, this is the answer. They'll figure that out, and then they'll figure out what they can do with it.
Right.
Then if there's no more questions, I'll leave you to your evening.
I believe that's it for now.
Okay, we'll
All
see you
right.
soon. Oh, when's your next meeting?
First week of May, so 5th, maybe? 4th. May 4th.
And could we plan on being on the agenda for that?
Sure.
Great.
You think we'll have a DEP number by then?
Maybe. We got almost 2 weeks,
Make
and that's assuming Pat has time. If not, I'll just send you.
Right, I'm sure Pat can find some time in 2 weeks to, it's not an extensive site, so, so we'll say 7:30. Get you in nice and early.
Okay. Then have a nice night.
All right, you
See you
too.
guys soon. Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good
All right. Shane?
Yes.
All right.
So I only have one copy for you guys, but I did get a proposal of work from my landscaper. I don't know who tried to give that to.
I'm Carolyn, by the way.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So my
And-
wife and I live literally next door.
Yes, that's why I didn't feel bad asking you to come in.
Okay. Yep. Just had dinner and walked right over.
Excellent.
So we're just looking to do some work. I don't know if you know where Route 62 is, just where our kids' playhouse is and the tree. I know it's hard because we get a lot of runoff between the roads, but it is a wetland.
Yes, it
So I
is.
wanted to make sure that we do it right.
Yep.
And we're just really looking to get, I think his name's Mike. He's done work for me. He's open to talking to you guys if there's any questions. And he's wanted like to stake it off if you guys have any questions about the type of work. I think he is talking about doing a French drain just to help with the flow of water. And we're really just trying to keep everything organic, just because a lot of it's thorn bushes. And we're just trying to make it where like the kids can swing, and it's just a nice area right there between the playhouse and where the swing set is.
Right.
It's a multiflora rose, is that the thorn bush?
I think so. Yeah, it's like it's purple. Is that what it is? It's really tall. Yeah, they get really tall. At least the thorn
Are the
bushes.
canes purple, you mean?
I think so.
So raspberries.
Raspberries.
Yeah. So there's some pretty hard and fast rules about what you can and can't do
Okay.
in a wetland.
Yes.
Draining them is one of the things you can't do.
Okay, that's good to know. So that's a no.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, I really think your best bet, so you can pull out the canes.
Pull out. Okay.
You can't, I mean, but you can't put lawn there. You can't, certainly can't fill it in. You can't, and, you know, the purpose of a wetland, especially in a situation like this, is in a heavy storm, it gives the water someplace to go.
Oh, yeah, it
So that
definitely goes there. from
well,
all-
exactly.
All angles, yep.
Right. So it serves a function.
Okay,
So our job is to make sure that that functionality remains.
yes.
So I think I'm trying to not make you have to hire someone.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like work's been done over there. I don't know if it was by the Colemans, but, I mean, obviously I want to do it right. Because
Right.
that's just me being a good human and
Right.
being a good neighbor.
Right. I think, so really, I think the next step would be for us to do a site walk.
Okay,
We'll come over, we'll take a look, because the piece of paper describing the work doesn't show us exactly
Okay.
where and everything. So I think we should do that.
okay.
And then if what you want to do, if we say you can't do it here, and you're like, but I really want to do it here,
Okay.
and, so I think an on-site look at it will be a
Absolutely.
little bit easier.
Okay, and obviously I have my contractor there to help, because that would,
Sure.
yeah, keep
Yep.
it easier.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can do an afternoon.
And if you let my cell phones on there, you guys can call or text me. I will make it happen for you. We're right next door.
Okay, this is your cell?
Yeah, and we're fortunate. We're local business owners, so our schedule's pretty open.
Right.
We can make it work for you guys.
All right. I mean, does anybody else have any?
No, I think the quickest way to get to the solution is just do a site walk and check it
Perfect.
out.
Yeah.
'cause it's-
Absolutely. That's why I wanted to make sure. I didn't want
Yeah.
to do anything.
No, and I
Just
appreciate
being a
that.
good human, and my
Yep.
mom and dad raised me to do
Yep.
great things.
Yeah, and we'll work with you,
Okay. I appreciate that.
so that you can do what you need,
Yeah.
and we'll do what we need. And,
Absolutely.
So,
Awesome.
all
I
right.
have a copy of that.
Yeah, and if you need any more, I can send digital copies too. I know I have you guys' email. You did.
Thank you.
That's all I had. Is I had one for me and one for you guys. Cool.
Okay, yeah, so I think, we'll be in touch.
Perfect.
All right.
All right.
It will most likely be a Tuesday or a Thursday
Tuesday?
afternoon.
Yeah, that actually works. Tuesday or Thursday. Tuesday or Thursday.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Because
All right, thank you,
that's
folks.
when I'm home from work early.
Cool. All right. I appreciate it.
All
Appreciate
right,
the time.
Shane. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
You'll get home in time for dessert?
I know.
Yeah, all right.
Tough commute.
All right. See you guys. Thanks.
Bye-bye. All right, so you guys must be here for 299 South Street.
Correct.
All right.
Papers on that somewhere.
Good evening. Try to make it as concise as possible so we can all go home.
Sure.
My name's Jose Guzman. I'm an architect. I'm not an environmental scientist or civil engineer or landscape architect, so
Okay.
let's start there. This is the pastor of the church, Abba Church. They made an offer for that property.
Okay.
And they hired me to help them with their due diligence. In the process, I learned that there's a conservation restriction on that land.
There certainly is.
Right. We went through some design or schematic design options, and only to find out that given the configuration of the land that's there, that is buildable.
Right.
It's difficult.
It's pretty challenging,
right?
yeah.
And so we're here we see this as an information meeting and exchange of ideas, and hoping that you're open to what I'm proposing that we do.
Okay.
But first of all, what I want to do is I want to give you something that I did here. that goes with
So
that.
you have a copy of the CR though, right?
Yes.
Okay, and-
I read it. I'm not
Okay.
I'm not an attorney,
Yeah.
so I read
Well,
it
neither
several
am I,
times.
so we're equal there.
Here, that's yours.
Yeah.
It goes with this. Just.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
So I want to take you through my process as
Yep.
to how I first,
Tuesday before. This is Pleasant.
how I.
Then there's the old dam.
There's one for you.
Then that's the tan house. And the white one.
name?
My name's Jose Guzman.
I'm sorry, what?
Jose, Jose Guzman. There you go. Who did I not give one to? Everyone have a copy?
Kyle, I think that's yours.
Which one?
You have,
Do you need this one?
I need the blue one.
Yeah, you need a blue one? I'll give you, here, let me give you a
I got a
copy.
blue one.
Here we go. I got plenty of copies.
I got a blue one.
All right.
This one.
all right, I'm
Okay,
sorry,
here we go.
I did not get your name.
Right.
Jose?
Yeah, Jose, my name is Jose Guzman, and your name?
Ben Hour, Benhour.
Okay.
B-E-N.
Ben
Okay.
H-O.
That's
are.
correct. Thank you.
All right,
And
so
one sec, Jose.
Yes.
And Guzman is G-U-S,
Z is in zebra,
oh,
M-A-N.
G-U-Z,
Yeah,
M-A-N.
M-A-N. Yeah.
G-U-Z,
Right.
M-A-N.
All right,
And
so,
he's the architect,
yes.
and he's the pastor.
Okay.
So what I did, I didn't have access to the plot plan that is referenced in the deed. But what I did is I went to the assessor's maps.
Yep.
And they have all the dimensions, so this is we redrew it on our computer system to come up with this, the red lines of the property of the 25 acres.
Yep.
The blue is basically wetlands and the riverfront
Riverfront, yep.
restrictions, right? Green is the open area, it's designated as open area. Gray is a utility company's easement.
Yep.
And white is the buildable area, right? There's 3 of them.
Yep.
There's the one's fronting South Street, and one is internal between the open area and river and the blue area. That's this tiny little section here, right? So that's what we have in the 12 acres. It's fragmented, right? That happens. So what I'm proposing is that we reconfigure the open area that gives more acres of open area, and also gives them a buildable site where they can build a church.
Right. So, that decision is not ours.
Okay?
So, conservation restriction is filed with the state and in perpetuity, and the only way to change or rescind a conservation restriction is by a 2/3 vote on the Senate floor.
Okay. I looked at the deed restriction, and there is no signature from the Secretary of State Environmental Affairs. So that's why I'm confused.
Right, well, it's definitely filed,
Here, let
it's
me-
definitely filed at the Registry of Deeds, because that's where I got this copy.
Let me show you the restriction. It's right here. Oh, the same one, you
Yep.
have it. Right, so in the back, you'll see that there's a signature from Mr. Wheeler,
Yeah?
and then there's the Conservation Commission, and then there's the Planning Board. And that's the 15th page. This is page 15 of 15. So I was looking, I said, I'm missing a page, but there's no signature here.
And so whose signature are you looking for?
For the Secretary of Environmental Affairs?
I don't know that that...
Doesn't that packet get submitted to them and then they
Yeah.
do their own thing with it?
And
So that
then
has
the-
nothing,
and-
that signature has nothing to
Okay,
do
so
with
there's
that.
another, okay,
Right.
got it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay, got it.
So that's what we submit, or they submit to
Okay.
them, and then they do their thing with it. They
Right.
have their own.
Right, and
thing
then
of
once
forms.
it's all
Okay.
done, this gets filed at the Registry of
Okay,
Deeds.
Right.
all right, so that's clear.
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah,
understand. I wasn't
exactly.
sure, I was confused.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, we don't get to choose that.
Okay. But it would be helpful if we had your support, for us to do what we have to do.
But this is what's going on now, and that's the proposal.
Oh, wait, oh.
Now I understand.
Now I
Oh,
understand,
yes, yes.
yes.
So this is the proposal?
So this is the proposed?
Yes.
And so you want to protect the land that's
Yes.
already protected?
Yep. Like,
by
wetlands.
the state wetlands.
You're right, but I want to,
Yeah, no, sorry.
Okay.
It's already protected. The purpose is to protect additionally.
okay,
The purpose, I mean, it's pretty clear in here. So Ronald Wheeler, when he owned the property, wrote this document. And this document lays out his wishes for the property.
okay,
And it is our job to protect those wishes. Not only our job, but the state's job and everybody else.
okay,
And, you know, there have been, the Worcester, the Woo Sox wanted to build a baseball diamond here.
okay,
And let the town kids use it, and we had to tell them no.
okay,
Because the conservation restriction is pretty tight as far as I'm concerned, you know.
Even if, let's say, there was even a further increase in the open area designation than more than I show here?
But it's not, really, because all of this area is now protected. So even in this area that you show in blue
Yeah, yeah.
is currently protected under state law.
Okay, okay, got
So
it.
that's why it's not in the conservation restriction, you know, to begin with, because it's already protected. So, you know, the line, as you can, so this is the last page of the CR.
Yes, yeah,
The line is pretty much right here.
right, yes, correct.
And that's the 100-foot floodplain.
Yes. Right, that's what the bottom top line is.
Exactly, exactly. So this is already protected. So offering to protect what's already protected really decreases the amount of land that's protected.
What if it was the buildable area? Adding the buildable area. Let me show you another option.
It's closer to the river.
Huh? No, it's the same, but adding the
The white block is what you want to turn into buildable area,
right.
correct?
It's less than the other one.
And that's the river.
Right.
So
Right.
that's even now closer. So now you just went from, yeah, you gave more land over here, but the river's still here. You're still,
Right, you're
You're in the
closer to the river
Yeah.
than,
I think the line is still in the same place as this one. See the same line, it's the same line, but the open area goes up and on.
oh yeah, I never said that was
Oh, got it,
good
got it.
either. Yeah, neither of those are good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
But I think what they're trying to say is that this from this plan here, that
Yeah.
this is all protected by the CR. That
and then
the
there's
reason it's-
additional protection by wetlands and
But this is already
riverfront.
protected
Right,
by
right,
the
it's already,
state, but
right.
this is CR saying, no, we want to keep this land as is.
Yeah, and that
Building
whole
on that.
Okay.
packet is
Conservation
pretty
restriction
Wetlands, yeah.
iron.
already existing,
Yeah.
yeah, so the
Right.
state protects, this is what they want to protect.
Okay.
Right, so
That's what they're willing
the
to.
bylaws protect that.
right.
And this is put in conservation by the owner.
Right.
Okay, so my last effort here, in terms of, what if it was a reconfiguration that yielded the same open area exclusive of the riverfront and wetlands area?
So, let's just slow down here for a second. You're trying to get more frontage right here.
Not necessarily frontage. It's
Okay.
not the front. The issue is not frontage. It's buildable. This is too small for a church. Is a buildable by right over here?
Okay?
That's why it needs to be a little bit more squarish. We can't build a church in that portion of the parking and a church.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, if you're open to, forget about the river, the blue area. Okay, let's take that aside. But if we were to yield the same acreage for the open area, but in a different configuration that allowed for them to build a church, would you support it then?
I mean, I guess without seeing anything, I can't say yes or no,
Okay,
but my
fair enough.
inclination would be probably not. Again, our job is to, you know, the when Mr. Wheeler created this document, there was intention about what parts of the property were protected and what weren't. And it's unfortunate that you guys can't do what you'd like to do on this property, but I think what that means is that this isn't the right property for you guys. Like I said, we've turned down, there have been multiple people who have been trying to do something on these properties, and not that it's all about what benefits the town, but there have been some that would be of great benefit to the town, and we had to say no because they are outside of the rules laid down in the CR.
I guess I'm looking at it from a perspective of acreage, right? If it's equivalent, right?
But it's not just about the acreage.
Wildlife corridors and things like
Right.
that.
Yeah, for the animals and
Right.
Right.
cutting through here and then crossing from here to Spooky World in that patch of land in the farmer's field and all that. And I'm pretty sure
There's a method to the madness.
over here at the driving range, the only exception to that restriction
was
is
a golf-
having a driving range.
Right, driving
If you try to
range,
put
right.
anything but a driving range there, you can't.
Right.
So then, that's the only thing grandfathered in, because I think he owned it back in the day.
He did.
So, if the only thing you could really do there is have two houses and a driving range, I mean, from,
From a
The
court,
CNR
right,
from the court paperwork.
what his wishes were.
yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Anything else is like a no-go on that
Right.
document.
yeah. Yeah.
Not to
it's-
mention the state vote and the legislative vote and all the other.
No, I know that's
Right,
that's a
right,
hurdle,
yeah.
but if again, if we had your support, then it would make it easier. Not that it's doable,
Yeah.
right? For
Right,
two-thirds,
and there is not a lot of support that I'm aware of at the state level for changing and modifying conservation restrictions.
Okay.
Because if it were that easy to do it, then nobody would put a conservation restriction on their property.
right. No, I understand.
So, we have to hold up the wishes of the grantor in order to incentivize more people to feel like their wishes will be honored in the future.
Okay, all right.
So, I'm sorry.
Do you want to say anything?
She has her hand up.
Says activities detrimental to
We have been
wildlife
told
habitat.
that the Dover Amendment can be used because it's a non-profit organization. What we want to build is the House of God, is a non-profit organization. And they told us that the Dover Amendment allowed us to build on a conservation.
I'm not aware. Do you know?
Dover
I know.
Amendment, she
I've
said.
heard of
Yeah,
it.
I don't think it has to do with this particular, because of the river and all that, but I'm not a
I'm not an
lawyer,
attorney
so I don't know.
Yeah.
Neither am I.
Yep, no, me neither.
I just go by that.
Right. I mean, if you have an attorney that can argue your side, we'll
Right.
read it and have town council look at it. But I am unaware of a nonprofit being able to override a conservation restriction.
Right, okay.
Yep. That, again, that would just de-incentivize people from putting conservation restrictions on their property.
Yeah, I do have a comment, okay? There was another piece of property that did not have a conservation restriction on it, and I think it was a temple was proposed to be built there, and they could not build it because it would interfere with the wildlife,
Okay.
right?
So yeah, even with that too, like these houses are probably grandfathered in for a lot of things. So if you were to bulldoze them, like you'd have to do a lot of
Right.
headway to get, even
Well,
because,
right, frontage and other things, and it's in the
it's not
zoning.
even that, just the land, because you
Right,
still
do
have
you
to
know
test
how
that
big
land.
this is?
Yeah,
In terms
It's on
of
the-
acres,
yeah.
it's, I think it's on the, is it on the sheet? No, I'm not
Actually,
sure.
Dimensions.
3, right?
I'm not sure. I think it's 4.34 acres, 4
Right,
acres.
so it's 2 house lots.
Yeah, 4
Yeah.
acres.
Yeah, so you can't, well, not a lawyer, never mind.
Right, right.
But there's a lot of stuff going on beyond us too, for this whole
Okay,
thing.
all right, well,
Right.
like I said, it was information. I
Oh, yeah,
started
no.
off saying.
Yep, no,
I'm
absolutely.
just an architect, you know,
Yep.
trying to make everybody happy.
Good
Yeah.
idea, totally.
Yeah.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank you for your time. Go ahead.
Can I say something?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. I'd like help for my son because my English is broke.
Okay.
My first language is Portuguese. I prefer my son help me. Tá?
Sure, hi.
Eu quero agradecer por estar aqui.
I'd like to thank you for your time.
Eu respeito muito a mesa de autoridade.
I respect greatly everything that you do.
Eu cheguei aqui há 2 anos e meio.
I've been in America for 2 years now.
Ele é meu filho mais novo.
This is my youngest son.
Ali está minha esposa.
That there's my wife.
Esse é o nosso arquiteto.
Is our architect.
Romildo é o nosso consultor executivo.
Executive consultant.
Débora é a nossa secretária executiva.
And executive secretary right there,
E
Deborah.
Lilia fez a conexão com essa terra.
And Lilia who connected us to this place.
Eu cheguei aqui há 2 anos e meio
So it's been 2 years.
para assumir a Abba Church de Marlboro.
Taking care of Abba Church
O
Marlboro.
nosso pastor sênior está se aposentando.
Our senior pastor has already retired.
Ele e a esposa têm 73 anos hoje.
Him and his wife are 73.
Então eu sou o pastor novo recém-chegado, né?
I'm the new pastor that arrived.
E nós chegamos justamente na pandemia.
It was right when the pandemic began that we arrived.
Imagina que nós começamos a trabalhar com as famílias
We began working with
e a
families,
pandemia chegou.
and suddenly the world ended.
Então eu usei todas as ferramentas online
So we worked mostly online
para acompanhar as famílias à
to
distância.
take care of everyone.
Quando a igreja reabriu,
When things opened up again,
eu descobri que nós iniciamos com 20 e poucas pessoas
what used to be a group of 20 strong
e já éramos 600 pessoas.
grew to 600.
Foi uma coisa assustadora. Assim.
It was spooky.
Nós estamos num templo muito bonito em Marlboro,
Now we have a beautiful temple over there in Marlboro,
mas hoje nós somos quase 900 pessoas.
and now we are reaching 900.
Eu tenho aproximadamente 250 crianças.
250 of them are children.
Eu não tenho lugar para elas no domingo de manhã.
We're running out of room for everybody.
Nós hoje somos uma comunidade relevante no autismo.
We grew in relevance with the autism community as
Nós
well.
temos várias famílias acolhidas pelo
We
autismo.
receive many families with children that have autism.
Ainda com pouco espaço, nós preparamos salas exclusivas para eles.
With the little room that we had, we were able to accommodate sensory rooms for children with autism.
Eles estão inseridos na música, no teatro.
And they're getting involved with music and also community.
Temos uma atividade de assistência social muito forte
We
também.
have this social welfare for everyone. That's
Nós atendemos uma média de 100 famílias por semana.
take care of around 100 odd families.
Eu jamais imaginei que isso cresceria em 2 anos e meio.
I never expected it to grow so quickly in just the short time we've been here.
Eu não sou a pessoa técnica aqui.
I'm not very technical.
Eu sou o pastor das pessoas.
I'm just the pastor of the people.
É quando um pai procura uma casa,
Much like a father seeking a house,
porque ele tem muitos filhos,
because there's too many kids
e
inside.
vê que alguns não conseguem se assentar na mesa.
And seeing that there's no room left on the table,
Eles ficam sentados no chão.
some sit on the floor.
E aí esse espaço apareceu para nós.
This space came to us.
Nós batemos em muitas portas.
We knocked on many doors.
Nós não somos uma comunidade religiosa.
We are not
A religious community.
we're not your idea of a religious community.
Yeah. Nós servimos as pessoas.
We serve people first.
O slogan da nossa igreja é
The words that we live by
uma casa para todos.
is a home for all.
A house for all, for everyone. Então, eu agradeço por vocês nos ouvir.
So I'm just glad you heard us out.
Se não for para construirmos a casa de Deus aqui,
If this is no place to build the house of God,
vai ser em algum lugar.
it shall be elsewhere.
E eu só queria dizer isso, porque é isso que eu faço.
This is what I do.
Eu cuido das pessoas.
I take care of people.
Então, muito obrigado por nos ouvir.
So thanks again.
Eu vou continuar orando por vocês.
I'll pray for all of you.
Thank you so much, guys. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you again for your
Yes,
time.
well,
thank you for the story.
I would like to commend you for your work.
Yeah.
The other thing, so it sounds like you need a relatively large space. The other thing you should know about this property is we do not have town water or town sewerage. So for a building the size that you're thinking of, it may be cost prohibitive for the size of the well that you would need. We had another religious community looking at actually the two people before you at a lot that is on the other side of town, and they had this beautiful plan. It was going to be there would be a place for services, but also a community center, and they would welcome the rest of the town, and it looked like this great plan until they found out about the water and sewer and the cost to do that for a reasonably large commercial endeavor is, nonprofit or not, is very expensive. So,
Good information.
yeah. Yep. So,
Like I said,
I wish you
it's-
luck.
It's not my-
I just don't think this is the right site.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Yep.
You guys, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too. Ciao.
Obrigado.
Obrigado. Yeah. I only follow a little bit.
That's interesting. You had 3 different church groups come in.
A lot of land, that's why.
Yeah.
And it's probably cheaper too.
And the location.
Did we have another one?
We have one more. Oh, oh,
Oh,
thank you.
I just took it over here.
Or just, yeah.
yeah. We were gonna follow you out and get it.
I know.
Either
Yeah.
way. Yeah. Have a good night.
Oh, we should put Seth on. No, it's not mine actually, but we should put Seth on here too. What's his last name? Donahoe?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our next appointment is now.
272.
We've done really good, keeping on time. So we'll give him a few minutes, maybe he's delayed.
We could take a break.
We could take a break.
I have break.
All right. All right.
Get a leave.
Oh, I was
Doug?
going to say, you've got one. Yeah, you should make yourself
All
one.
right. Come on up. My name's Carolyn, I'm the chair.
Yeah, so can I see it? Is
You
that okay?
certainly can.
All right. So, nice meeting.
Nice to meet you.
So, I did apply for permit for addition, and on the permit application, you already actually like give them the clearance to move forward.
Right.
But unfortunately, my addition is like using a little bit of the setback, and then I have to apply with the ZBA.
Mm-hmm.
So, and once I applied, they came with a question why I didn't thought about moving my foundation like a little more back. So basically, like now I gotta prove to them that's the best place in the whole property to do the addition.
Mm-hmm.
So because on the other side, that's all those things that I have. And I forgot the name of the lady that was running the meeting over there.
Lynn Ryan.
Lynn Ryan. She
Yes.
asked me to check with you guys because probably you guys might be able to help me prove them that that's the best location.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the survey for how it is right now.
Yep.
So that's the map that I got like with you guys from the town. Just this little shed's not there anymore.
Okay, so,
And there is a pool over here, as you can see, that was built in 1972.
okay.
72, 74, something. That's the information I got. I actually can be more precise. I think. I don't remember where I got the information, but so, and then I did some dimensions that on this one. So just so you can have a better idea
Mm-hmm.
what my situation is. So from that pool, literally from that corner to where the water starts on the pond, I got 70 feet. So the pool on this side, it's 26.
To the edge of the setback or to the edge of the property line?
No, just the side of the pool.
The side of the pool.
Yes. It's right here, you can see on this one. Sorry, so many papers.
Yep, no, that's,
So 26, the side,
oh, is long, 26 feet
by
long.
53.
Okay.
From this corner,
Mm-hmm.
going down to the property, because the pool is like kind of like, about 5 feet high, the deck of the pool.
Okay.
So that he'll just going down to the pond. So from this corner into where the water starts on that pond over here, it's 70 feet.
Okay.
So then I have 26 feet of this fence around the pool patio. And then I got another 45 feet into where the existing foundation is
For the house.
for the existing house. And that's the same distance, you know, from the one that I'm planning to build.
I see. So you want to double the size of the house, or you want to build an addition?
Addition, and then we're gonna have a breezeway connecting like both
Right.
both places.
Right.
So, and then I had to apply for the ZBA because I'm just like, you know, a little
Yep.
over here.
Right.
And
So
they,
can't you
the only
just
question,
tweak it and straighten it?
yeah, I can't do that because all of this is in between. I got the porch's walkway coming out of the porch, and then I got a well over here where I mark it, and I have all the sewage line in between. That's why I have 10 feet space in between both of the additions, not the foundations. And then we're gonna do the breezeway, you know, from one foundation to the other.
Right.
So we can leave that 10 feet, you know, that would be the space for the sewage
Undisturbed.
line and all that.
Yep.
So the only question they had was like, why I do not move this back
Yeah.
little more. But then if I move a little back, then I'm gonna need to move a lot. And then around this pool, because the pool is all the way up like 5 feet, around the pool has like a mound of dirt that contains the
Really?
pool walls. You know what I mean?
So
it's
it's
above
like,
ground or underground pool?
It's in ground, but they raised the ground.
Probably 'cause
to
they hit
make it-
ledge.
It's like
Yeah.
that's my level, like street level is right here. They put the pool right here.
right, and then build
And
up
then they
around
build
it.
up like, you know,
Build up on a
mounds
berm.
on the bump. Yes, thank you very much. That's what I was trying to find over here. So
What do you get?
that means like if I move
you're
the
right next to
foundation,
Okay.
then
That's right there.
Yeah.
So that's the driveway, then it looks like a concrete patio, and that's the
Yeah.
pool, but you can see it is tapered down. But they probably hit ledge right there, because
Or
Sylvia's land's
groundwater.
all ledge.
yeah, and I mean the things like with the driveway is like if I
It's
dig
wetlands
down,
over here.
the water is
Oh,
like
it's in
kind
here.
of.
Yeah, oh, well. yeah.
Oh, you hit the
You
water
can hit the
table.
water
yeah.
in the ball, like you hit the water
'Cause it used
table.
to cut through.
Right.
I mean, then it would be building the foundation on the water, so that was not.
Yeah.
Right.
So and then they were just concerned about like, you know, well, just make sure if you guys could like delineate where the wetland is on this map.
So we can't do that. You would have to hire somebody to do that.
That would be
Yeah.
Engineer.
a
A
survey, like
wetland,
a
no, it's a wetland specialist.
wetland
Right,
specialist.
so not just
No.
any engineer
Okay.
or surveyor. It has to be someone who knows how to,
But basically like, so, because I read the laws on that, but I just, you know, as you guys can see, I still learn English. So I just want to, like from that pond, how far I need to be from that pond to be able to build. The buffer zone will be what, 100 feet?
so the buffer zone is 100 feet, but
Okay.
that doesn't mean you can't build in the buffer zone. It means anything that happens within that 100
Okay.
feet, you have to bring to us.
So I'm 142 feet from the pond. So that means like, you know, 42 feet from the buffer zone.
Correct.
So that's all the dimensions that I
Correct.
took
If
with the
you stay
laser.
out,
and-
if you stay out of the
Yeah.
100-foot buffer zone, you don't need to do anything with us.
So, and that was the thing. So I don't want to like pull this back because I'll get closer to the buffer zone. That can be probably causing, I don't know,
Right.
you know. And also, I kind of like, I don't want to touch like the pool, the dirt around the pool because I mean then
You don't know what you're
wa-
gonna-
it's just gonna open. That was
Yup.
built like in 1978, and I think like if it was today's legislation, the pool would be illegal to build where it is.
I would imagine that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and that's what I was trying to explain to them, but they say, well, Douglas, we need like more kind of like, you know, orientation on that specifics. So
So it's just that little corner they're worried about
it's
right
just
there?
it's one corner of the building. And I asked my engineer, my structure engineer, to move that. He said, Douglas, the only problem is like, you know, we need that space in case you need to do some work on the.
So you still
on
have
the
a cesspool,
sewage.
it says right here.
Yeah, the
So you
cesspool
don't
is
have
still
even have a
there.
sep- do you still have a septic system now?
No, I still have a cesspool.
Right, it
So
says
you're gonna have to put a septic-
proposed
We got,
leaching field.
yeah,
in
we're
the
gonna
front.
put like
Where's the tank's gonna go under the driveway?
no, the tank's gonna go exactly where the cesspool is.
Oh, okay.
The cesspool is gonna get removed, and they're gonna put like a new tank and a new leaching field and all that.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason we're not doing the leaching field here, because it would be like close to the wetlands that we're doing in the front, which is like, you know, the well.
Well
He's gonna have to
is
get a whole
right
nother
here.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
Is there a stream that runs through that property?
Yeah, in the way back.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's, I don't know if it's,
Right.
Only in the
Looks like
spring,
it
though.
ponds
Oh.
right here.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
yeah. I mean, you
All the time.
can see on this one.
It's always mucky.
That should be the stream. Come, feeds this pond and then goes down.
Right.
to the-
Is it a perennial
That close to
stream?
the new septic?
I'm sorry.
Is it a
Mm,
perennial
probably
stream?
not.
That's a whole nother
It's all
thing.
year
That doesn't
round.
have to do
That's
with
not
us.
even
It's
on,
about
right,
like
yeah,
a-
exactly.
It's not
Okay.
really all year round.
We don't
It's
wanna move
most
it.
like springtime
Wait.
and
Or in a
then
minute.
You can.
and then
See why
they
he
stop a
can't,
little bit.
I don't understand why he
dries up.
can't move
Yeah.
it. So how many feet over into the setback are you?
Over,
Right, so,
I can't tell right now.
yeah,
That's I'm over about like a 4 feet and 6 inches.
so you can't move the building at all?
You can't
Like,
slide it
you
back
can't
to
just-
meet that?
I mean I try to just do this way to just not disturb anything else, because at this point over here, when we were doing like a dry well, we did a dry well in the front because this house was very old and a lot of water was getting to the basement. So we built the dry well here. So, and we dig for the dry well. So we ended up building the front because it was nice and sandy soil and all that. But we tried to dig over here as well, near to the berm where the pool is.
Yeah,
So when we hit water like really easy in this spot,
sure.
and it's about like less than, I think less than 5 feet.
Yeah.
So then I thought like how I'm gonna put a foundation like where the water is, and we did dig in the front. So in the front were giving us like a perfect like ground situation.
Right.
But I mean, this can be like, you know, kind of, I guess the engineer can do something. But I just, since I would apply, I thought like, you know, maybe I just should come here
Right.
and see what we can possibly do, or if you cannot do so. That would be the, you know.
I think you gotta mark where the wetlands are and then that decides that, right?
I don't even,
I don't think it has anything to
right.
do with us.
I don't think it has anything to do with us either.
No,
And
it
that's-
follows
That's
from
kind of
everything.
exactly
Yeah.
what I was just thinking.
Yeah.
So,
So, I mean,
You could
first.
get a variance.
well, that's what he's trying to do.
That's what I'm trying to-
And
Yeah,
they,
so-
But they
they're-
just like want to make sure that like, you know, because I'm like, so I mean, since I'm like 142 feet, I can move this building another 42 feet and I won't have any issues.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, I can try, so.
But
Right,
then
which
you
is
could
what-
still
You're in the
apply
water.
for a
Which
variance.
No,
is
but
why
then
I
I'm
approved
gonna
the
try to-
building permit,
Yeah.
because from a wetland
Yeah, I saw
standpoint,
over
you're
there and
well,
I'm
well out
pretty
of the
far
way.
away.
Yeah,
So, but then, and that's the other thing, so I feel like, you know, I actually feel bad like building in the water, so I might have to find another way, but
right.
I would go for a variance and keep it where it is. It's not.
that's
doing
what I
anything
am
wrong.
at it. So, but they just want
Just
me
be
to
nice
check
to
with
that
you
neighbor
guys.
next door.
So the other thing is, that's the only thing I was, because I mean, of course, I'm trying to prove them to build where I want it. So, you know, I just being clear with you guys.
Yeah,
From this area to the middle of the driveway, it's 100 feet. So that would be like probably like the buffer zone. When I did this, I don't know if my dimensions are right. Maybe I would need to
sure.
have someone
They're
who,
approximate.
but like if you look at it, the design. So
see.
this from this point to
Yep.
the middle of the existing concrete driveway, it's about 100 feet.
Right.
So
right.
from this
So-
100 feet to the corner of existing foundation is only, I put somewhere. Let me check.
No, you have several pieces going here.
No, it's all right.
Yep.
I put it over here. It's 28. Yes, 28. So from this line to the corner of existing foundation is only 28 feet.
Right.
So that means I only can move the building maximum 28 feet.
So, online, this is an approximate. So you can't really measure off
Yeah,
of
we'll need a
off
professional
of
to-
off
yes,
of this,
yes.
exactly. So, you know, if they really don't want to give you that 4 feet, then you probably are gonna have to hire someone to delineate the wetlands for you. They may be closer to the house, they may be further away from the house. There's no way, just looking at
Okay.
this, there's no way for me to tell
No,
you exactly.
it's okay,
yeah.
so it's all good.
So it could end up being in your favor, could end up not being in your favor, so.
I thought today was gonna be on my favor.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
But it's all right, so at least I'm clear of the wetlands, so
Yes.
that's a good thing.
Yep.
And
You're
also-
cool with us.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't wanna have issues with it, look how many of you here, so
Right.
I'm just like,
We're a tough crew.
And we can be mean.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. All right, so then it's just wait for the next meeting and I'll present to them this and that and see what they say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because both neighbors already agree, they send me letters and everything.
they're cool.
They cool with that.
Yeah,
All
so that's probably
all
the only
that.
thing I would recommend to you is just make sure your neighbors
Yeah.
are cool, and then you should be fine.
Yeah, so
Right.
it was only one guy that just like suggests to move the building all the way to the back. I said, well, I
Well,
really
certainly
can't do
not to the back. If
Yeah.
you move it to the back, then
Yeah.
you are going to run into wetlands.
that. Yeah, so then, and also I
issues.
would disturb the pool, and if I demo the pool, I get divorced. It's a big issue, right?
Good luck to you.
And I don't know that he wants to
Say
be.
something. I attended the meeting.
Yes.
And my take on it was that they wanted you to have the wetlands delineated
Mm-hmm.
to show that you were far enough, right? That they're, basically, they have to prove that there's no other place that you can put that
Mhm.
before they can give you the variance.
Yes, so, but if I move this whole building to the back, then I will have an issue with you guys, with the conservation land.
So if you could
Mhm.
show that there would be a problem with the Conservation Commission, that would
Mhm.
give you some leeway.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe I understood wrong, but as far as I understood, I think they want me, I think my word won't be enough. I'll need basically like a word from you guys
Right,
to
yes.
tell them, like, well, if he moves the building that much far away, then he's gonna have issue with us.
Right.
So that you can do, right?
That is what they wanted.
Right.
They
If you move the building to the other side of the pool, there will definitely be issues with us.
Okay. So I can use all the way into the 100 feet.
Right.
Okay.
Right,
Yep.
so they wanted a letter from the Conservation Commission.
Yes. Well, that's so great that she was there. Thank you very much for the help. Are you gonna be on the next meeting with the
Probably.
ZB? Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be great.
When is the next meeting?
I think they still gonna send me like an email. I think it's
it'll
a.
be in May sometime. I think they
Yeah,
meet
it's
like-
May.
I
1
believe-
month, I guess.
I think
May
they meet
13, if I'm
every
not wrong.
I know, right?
Once a month. Right. So I think is he needs to get the wetlands delineated.
Do we need him to go through that expense?
Well, that's the thing.
That's so
Right.
expensive. I already spent $6,000
I mean,
just getting this.
right, it's,
Yeah,
right,
just
it's
getting
not
ready.
great, it's certainly not that kind of expensive, but it's a
Mhm.
couple $100 to have that edge of the wetlands delineated.
Mhm.
So,
Would you recommend any professional that you know that does that type of work? Because it's not sometimes just the money, it's about like find someone that can come over and,
Right.
and do that kind of work.
right, we used to have 2 people that we recommended. One of them has now stopped doing work for people in Berlin so that he can be our consultant.
Okay.
And the other one may.
Dave.
Yeah, I actually heard from Dave.
Dave Burke.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yep,
He did ours.
yeah.
What about Ross Associates? They might be a little more expensive, I don't know.
Ross or even Dillis and Roy.
Okay, so would we be willing right now to make a statement
About needed or not
I
needed to do
would-
the delineation?
Right, I would be willing to make a statement that says anything, where's north here?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if that's north, oh jeez.
I mean, if you want to
That'll
make
be
it
all-
just a line that and
Right.
sign your name,
Yeah.
I just can just put a PDF and say, well, that's where she told me to stop. I mean, if that's okay, I don't know if that's valuable.
Right, well, I mean, I can certainly put a line for you.
And just say, well, don't, that's the line. Yeah.
Okay. I would be willing to contact Lynn and talk to her. In fact, she asked me if I would let her know what, you know,
Okay.
and see if
Yeah,
we
I mean-
can just make a statement, or if they absolutely want you to have it
Just because of the grade of the pool. Where would you go? You'd go closer this way?
That way he doesn't have to move it, and he can just
Well,
continue.
but that's not my job.
Yeah, what's this? A shed?
That is,
That's,
you can see it.
I
Yeah,
can see
in
it.
the-
this
in
is
the-
a
yeah.
grandfathered garage.
Oh, is that what
Right.
it is?
Oh, yeah, I see it back there.
Yeah,
Little guy.
Yeah.
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 And that's halfway.
Oh, so the driveway hooks around.
Yeah, that concrete I'm gonna be removing. If they approve the addition, we're gonna remove that concrete, just make it alone, so just,
Plant some ferns.
yeah, I mean, that's like,
Nice.
you know, that property was like,
Yeah, I like this. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so if everybody, do you agree with that line? Anything on the other side of that would involve more involvement from us?
Yeah, and I think that, I know we can't delineate the wetlands, somebody has to do that. But if this is 70 feet, is it this corner,
I
right?
think it was this corner.
Is 70
Oh, no,
feet?
I think you're right, I think it
right
was.
here on this one, I got one over there.
Yeah.
Okay, this one shows everything.
Yeah, my
So
map
it's,
here.
I mean, this is a fence, so it's 26 feet, which is
Okay,
like very
that
easy
side,
to
okay.
measure.
Right.
Yeah.
So from the corner of the pool, what, I mean, literally, I touched the measure tape in the water, into the corner over here, it's 70 feet.
Right, and so really it's probably less because the wetlands probably are further out.
I think your line is right.
Okay.
Oh, the wetlands consider further out.
Yeah, it has to do with the soil, it's not just the standing water, because the level of the standing water ebbs and flows depending on how much rain we've had and.
Yeah, 4 feet.
Ladies,
the soil
do you
and
guys
the-
agree on where I drew my line? That anything further,
You swim in the pond
Right.
at all?
Oh, it's on that side of the pool.
Just the
Right.
pool?
I mean, just the frogs. I mean, and the frogs swim in my pool as well.
Oh, nice. See, you
I mean,
share.
I just feel bad because they die when they get to the pool. So
yeah.
maybe
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
change for salt water. I don't know if that would be helpful or not.
I
Because
don't
I
think
have.
they like that either.
They don't like that either. They just die anyways, right?
Yeah, I think.
Because I was thinking the chlorine is killing them. They
It's
just
better
like
for your skin,
die,
though.
you
The
know?
salt pools are better for your
Yep.
skin.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And some on the side,
Right, yeah, because the house here has a wetland right. in-
correct.
Yeah.
Yep,
So it's just that tiny little corner that's over like the setback?
yep.
It's like one,
It's just that little corner.
yeah.
Yeah.
You said it's 54 inches, 4 feet 6 inches.
4 feet and 6 inches, yes.
You're right.
But I mean, the neighbors already send me letters, you know, and I mean, I already send them all the PDFs with the plans. They all agree, so it's just, you know,
Did you get letters from them?
that's good. So I got one letter from the neighbor on the left, and Sarah, she just sent me an email.
Yeah.
And on email, she said, like, you know, you authorized to use this email as, you know,
Yeah,
As a
information,
letter.
as
Yeah.
a letter, so
Yep.
that we agree with that, we're good.
Yep,
Cool.
And I thought about sending her another email request for 4 more letter. But I
Right.
said, wow, she already said okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, those days, email, and we do now.
I think they're
Exactly.
just covering the bases with
Yeah.
you to make sure everything's on the up and up,
Right,
that's all.
exactly. So,
Can I ask if, do you know for sure that you have room to put in a septic system?
I will need to.
but that's not her question. Her question,
I'm
do you
sorry.
know do you know for sure that you have room to put it in the front?
Like,
Has it already been sized?
No, that's for sure there is a room over there
Okay,
to put on the front. That's for, and that's, to tell the truth, that's the only area the ground will be good.
sure.
Because
Otherwise, you're
basically,
gonna have to build it up next to your pool.
there is no way. And I mean, it's like, it's incredible because right here by the pool, if you dig 5 feet, you hit water. But in the front over here, you can dig 10 feet, you
Yeah.
do not hit water. It's just sand, rough sand.
Yep.
And you have like those layers, like, you know, like fine sand, rough sand, and it keeps going rough and rough, which is great for drainage. So
Which is- right.
the only thing will be like, we're gonna need to put tank where the cesspool is and pump it up, because like right here is the street level, but on this side it's about like 6.5 feet high, so it makes like this. So you're gonna have to pump the water, the waste up, so they can drain on the leaching field down. So that would be all we're gonna have to do. But I already had an engineer came to the place,
Okay.
a septic engineer. He
Yep.
said, well, the best area is this.
Oh, okay.
He was the one who told me to keep the sewage line where it is, because I was originally thinking about moving the sewage line to another place
Right.
so we can get the building closer to, but he said, no, just keep it where it is. We're gonna work it the way it is.
Right.
So you had somebody look at it and they said.
Yes, there was Dillis and Royce, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's,
So they can delineate the wetlands also. They have
Oh, they can.
staff
Mhm.
that can do that,
okay.
if that is easier for you.
I mean, for me, honestly, just your signature is okay. The line over there, for me, it's already
Right,
fine. Because I
right.
don't want to
So-
do anything wrong too,
Right.
But it's just like if that would be enough for the board. But I mean, she's here today, so she's here in the meeting as well. So
Yeah, I mean, it seems unreasonable to me to have him paid up.
Yeah, I just think
Well,
it's
exactly.
Yeah.
It's not impacting
yeah,
our.
especially
Right.
because the inflation is 8.25 now, so we gotta think
Right.
about that too. That's not
So,
a good thing. So.
I initialed it,
Okay.
and Maddie's gonna write a letter and say, reference, do you wanna take a picture of that so you can
Sure.
add that in?
Is it cool if I scan it and, or give
Yeah,
a copy? Okay.
absolutely, yep. Yeah, and I'm sure they're doing their due diligence, but, anything on the other side of that line is
Mhm.
definitely.
Can I get that?
Yep,
All right.
yep, is going to,
Affect my pool.
affect your
And my
pool
marriage
and your
life.
marriage.
And the wetland. That's so much
Yeah.
issues.
But also get us more involved.
Yes.
And then that increases the
And
expense
even for
of
the project also, I gotta do a whole bunch of things to prevent, the barriers and all that.
Yep.
The project itself will end up costing me way more. It's already cost me more because I quoted about 130 at the beginning,
Right.
but with the new SEP it's another 35 probably. So,
Yeah.
but if I sell that place to buy a bigger place, with the market that you have right now, it's almost impossible. So
Yeah, right.
I rather just work with the place.
Yep,
And I mean,
selling.
I love the town. So it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
when I moved here, I thought well, I don't know if I'm gonna get used to, because it's so quiet.
Yep.
But now, believe it or not, when I'm driving Route 20 in Marlboro, I'm just thinking, Jesus,
You're like-
this is so busy here. What am I doing here?
Yep.
Okay. So, how you are gonna send me the letter? By mail or email? How would you prefer?
Email is
Email?
yeah.
Do you wanna get my email?
Yep.
We have your email.
You do?
'Cause-
Yes, you do.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how you got here tonight.
Yeah. So,
Okay, would you copy the zoning board?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You sign the thing too?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no.
Yeah. Could you just sign your name?
Get the hang of it.
Look, a professional already.
There we go.
I have to say that, when I listen in on the zoning board, that they look at all the, they really study the issue and everything to make
Good.
a decision.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it seems like if he's got approval from his neighbor, I mean, that's really where.
It's only.
and the
Yeah.
thing, the funny thing was if this was on the previous legislation, the setback was 20 feet.
Right.
Yeah.
So it
Right.
changed to 30 feet.
Right.
Yep.
So I would be perfect fine,
Right.
just-
But it is a slippery slope,
Yeah,
you're
it's all
only
good.
asking for 4 feet, the
Yeah.
next guy's
Yeah,
only
so-
asking for 5 feet.
And then everybody
And
else
then,
start asking.
exactly,
I know
oh, but you
how it
gave
goes.
him 4, it's
Yes.
only another foot, so it.
No, I get it. So that's
Yep.
the legislation that we have. We gotta go through. It's all right.
Yep, exactly.
Am I free to go?
You are.
All right. Thank you
All right.
very much, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good
Nice to
night,
meet
and I
you.
appreciate the help today.
Thank you.
All right,
I think that's it, right?
I think that's it.
So do we need to make a motion to adjourn, or is there something before that?
No, if you want to.
Well,
We've covered
I
it.
second that motion.
Yeah.
does anybody have anything else before we take a vote?
Yeah, just, I won't be here at the next meeting.
Okay.
Uh,
Louise, you good?
I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
Hearing nothing, I'll ask you all to vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Wait,
Aye.
who moved?
Robin moved,
Robin, yeah.
Kyle seconded.
Oh, yeah, I moved, yeah.
Yep.